All right, and some history being made on the NGX, Nigerian Exchange. Geregu Power PLC yesterday listed 2.5 billion shares on the main board of the Nigerian Exchange Limited. With this development, Geregu Power, chaired by Femi Otedola, the billionaire businessman, becomes the first electricity generation company to be listed on the NGX main board. NGX in a statement said the listing of Geregu shares had added to about 250 billion to the market cap of the exchange, and the stock gained 10%, was listed at 100 naira, closed at 110. All right, business analyst Chika Mbonu joins us to discuss further. Chika, what do you make of the... Good morning to you. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Shall we start with Geregu? Yeah, yes.
And Mr. Otedola again.
Yes, indeed.
Is after doing at AP, he's there now at Geregu Power.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and okay, I mean 2.5 billion shares at 100 naira per share, raising about 250 billion in market capitalization.
Yeah.
Now, some people will say, when was advertisement done for this? You know, why don't we hear it?
Yeah.
It is because of the modality or the route they have chosen to go to the market.
Yeah.
Now, just for our viewers, you know, a little. Companies, the stock exchange is where companies go to raise money.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not just as straightforward as that. In going to that stock market to raise money, there are so many routes you can follow. The first thing is that when a company is owned by shareholders, when the shareholders are 50 or more, you are a public company.
Yeah.
You're a public company.
Yeah.
Now, registered in the stock exchange, but your shares are not available for sale or buying. But you have several routes to go to the market, to go to the stock exchange. One of them is what they call listing by introduction, which is what the route Geregu has chosen. Simply means that Mr. Otedola has done all the work with his initial shareholders and in setting up the company, funding the company, and the company is running.
Yeah.
Now he wants to go to the market to list the shares of the company.
Yeah.
So if he's going by introduction, what he does is just they reach out to people they know and say, look at our financials, look at our distance. We want to go to the market. We want to bring this company to the market, and we're selling it at 100 naira per share. Are you interested? And so people are buying in their individual capacities or corporates or whatever. And then when they have the listing of every person who has bought, and they compile that and send to stock exchange.
Gotcha.
And say, this is the list of our shareholders and in our first attempt to come to the market.
Yeah.
Now, at what price? The stock exchange review the financials, track record to make sure that the price they listed, which is 100 naira, is realistic. There's a track record for that.
Yeah.
And so that's how it's introduced to the market, listing by introduction.
Yeah.
So you have the inception shareholders who are listed, who bought shares, and the stock exchange adopt that list, you know, as the inception shareholders.
Yeah.
Now, what it means therefore, subsequent to that, is now those who own those shares can sell them now.
Right.
And those who want to buy can buy them. You notice that the company didn't go there to raise money for the company's operation.
Right.
But it means now that the individuals before who couldn't sell their shares can now sell their shares. That's the liquidity aspect of it.
Yeah.
So you're holding shares, it can now be liquefied. You can sell it or buy more, as the case may be. So that's what the route he has chosen to do, that go to the market.
Chika, this is why we have you on the show. This is why
very unique. The first time this is happening.
Yeah.
And we commend Mr. Otedola as usual. He did it in the AP, and he has done it here again. We're looking for more companies to come to the market. And in this year only, the only two companies that will come to the market. And I think BOA, again by introduction.
Right.
We don't have the initial public offering, which is the IPO. That's one where a lot of people are familiar with. Because of several reasons. But this was the route that the Geregu people have chosen to come to the market.
Chika, thank you so much for that. President...
Budget.
Yeah, his last budget as his presidency.
Mr. Adesina has told us that he won't reveal the final approved figures for the Executive Council. We can only comment on what the minister pushed out before, because there are no miracle has happened subsequent to that.
Yeah.
A budget for a country is as good, or for any corporation, is as good as assumptions that at the back of that budget. And assumptions are raised on the basis of the consistent past behavior or what you think will happen in the future.
Yeah.
So people tell me, 19.7 trillion, how would that affect my life? These figures have been thrown up and down.
Yeah.
Now, usually a budget, simulates or epitomizes joy and happiness in the financial system. But in Nigeria, each time they mention a budget, it's a different story. There's a lot of sadness and misery. And understandably, because it's going to pile more debts on us.
Yeah.
They told us that two scenarios, the deficit is going to be between 11.4 trillion and 12.4 trillion, depending again on this subsidy thing overhang, and which has been difficult to exit the system. So immediately, how are they going to fund it? By borrowing again. By borrowing again. Yeah. Oil at $70 per barrel, production volume at 1.69. Well, producing below 1 million barrels a day now. Yeah. So it's what I'm saying, as good assumption. But Nigeria has always been known to the revenue consistently in the last 5-6 years to only meet about 50% of the projection. Right. While expenses will do about 110 to 120%. So expect the deficit to balloon more. But we'll hear the president tomorrow and see whether there is any card on the sleeve that's going to play, which I'll be surprised, until they go and sort out the issue of those who are stealing. I'm told they know those who are stealing our crude oil. Yeah. And then make sure the leakages in the revenue system of the country are eliminated. Yeah. I know.
Thanks, Chika. Ethiopia, this visa on arrival.
Finish. They don't see us finish. We'll have to blame Senator Serika for this.
We have to hear from him.
Yeah, you have to blame him for this. Yeah. After, you would have thought that after handing over our country to Ethiopia.
That's Nigerian Air.
Nigerian Air. Like you would have just thought that maybe they will see us as brothers and just let us just be coming to their country anyhow. But now they just say you cannot even enter again. So in your rundown, he constantly said, I think he said it 2 or 3 times, there was no explanation for this. Yeah. So we hope that Ms. Serika, when he comes back from, I think he went to Canada, once he comes back, he'll be able to extract from his partners why this has happened. But you just see finish. They've come into our country and then since we allowed them to come into this Nigerian area, they have come in and seen us say this will not no day. Maybe just block on that's what has happened, But let's hear that. But speaking seriously, this is not acceptable. Even as we are working through African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. Exactly. Africa has one economy. And then even with the budding partnership between Nigeria and Ethiopia, especially with this through the Nigerian Air, this also promotes the one Africa that we are looking at. Yeah. If some other countries outside Africa allow us to come to their country without visa, I wouldn't wonder why Ethiopia will do this to Nigerian citizens and Nigerian country. And we believe and hope that those who are involved in this negotiation with them on this Nigerian air will put their foot down and ensure that this is reversed. For the benefit of our country.
We hope so. All right.
It's actually very rude and insulting.
Exactly. Chika, thank you so much. All right, Business Analyst Chika Mbonu, appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.